It's actually an interesting question by a guy in the chat of the 420 Blaze It variety. Can you explain the philosophy behind how in Brood War it seems people always try to kill someone's far-off expansion instead of going towards the main and natural and trying to kill production there, whereas in SC2 I feel people would be more inclined to forego the further off bases. Is it just because people are far more difficult to kill in Brood War? Well, that's part of it, I would say. But do you know what you mean, or what it's meant that people are harder to kill in this scenario? Like, yeah, it's harder to end games, but you can't just go kill production in this game. DPS in StarCraft 2 is much higher. Everything kills everything much faster. In StarCraft 2, there's also much better pathing in StarCraft 2. So, like, let's say that was a StarCraft 2 game. I would have pushed towards his main because it's closer, and I would have killed all of his buildings while walking down his ramp easily, right? And just killed him. Whereas in StarCraft 1, if I spend a lot of time trying to push into his main base and killing off all of those buildings, then that is going to take too long, basically. Like, he will set up everything he needs elsewhere. To actually get on top of people's buildings and kill them after walking down a ramp with these types of units, like vultures barely even touch buildings, right? It becomes very difficult. Whereas you will see that from Protoss occasionally in this matchup, right? You'll see like a recall into a Terran main, because Terran will have a little bit of a hard time cleaning that up or something. So it's not like a hard and fast rule, but the damage output definitely means something. You kill someone's main in StarCraft 2, they're not going to build their production army back up in time. Someone sees that you're actually committing to killing their main base, it takes so long they just build their gateways elsewhere. Mic back here. Finally. I got this microphone. Let's see how it does later. I'm not going to plug it in right now. Yeah, they're quite different games, StarCraft 1 and 2. I find it very easy to enjoy both of them at the same time. I watch a lot of StarCraft 1 and StarCraft 2 and enjoy playing both because they're just like, don't be fooled by unit names and style of graphics and stuff. I do not prefer one to the other, although lately I've been preferring to play StarCraft 1. But it's not by a great margin. I really enjoy playing StarCraft 2 also. I find it hard to put in a bunch of hours on both because I don't have a bunch of hours to play. Books am I reading? Quite a few right now. Dune book number 5 or 6? Heretics of Dune is what it is. I think it's number 5. That's the main one I'm reading. I'm reading a few others. I always read 5-ish books at once. It's just give me a variety, whatever I feel like picking up at the moment.
Not enough minerals.
Roger that. Affirmative.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
I did actually read like the first chapter of Alice.
Not enough minerals.
To my nerd who
Not enough
told me about
minerals.
that. I started reading it, and all I could think about was Dune, so I started the next Dune book. I normally only read one fiction book at a time. I might have to finish the 6 Dune books before I really get into Alice.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
SCP
Not
good to go,
enough
sir.
minerals.
I was like telling Tasteless as I was finishing up God Emperor of Dune, I'm like, I'm going to take a break from Dune. This is taking up like all of my reading time. There's other books I want to read.
SCP good to go, sir.
And then like 3 days later, I'm like, I had to start it. Just, I had no choice in the matter. Had to be done.
SCP good to go, sir. Orders received. Affirmative. I read
You joking?
I read
Not enough minerals.
you. SCV
Man, it's
good to
getting
go,
hot
sir.
in here.
Orders received. SCV good to go,
Additional
sir.
supply depots required.
Yes, sir. Job finished. I read you. Right away, sir. Affirmative. Orders received. I read you.
Not
Yes,
enough
sir.
minerals.
Orders received. Yes, sir. SCV good to go, sir. I read you. Yes, sir. I read you. Reporting for duty. Reporting for duty.
Not
I
enough
read you.
minerals.
Right away, sir. I read you. Reporting for duty. I read you. Roger that. Reporting for duty. Right away, sir. Reporting for duty. SCV good to go, sir. Orders received. Affirmative. Orders received. Orders, Captain. Affirmative. Right away, sir. I read you. SCV good to go, sir. Right away, sir. Roger that. Job finished. Right away, sir. Orders, Captain. Orders, Captain. Yes, sir. SCV good to go, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can't help it. Roger that. I read you.
Not enough minerals.
This guy's random, by the way, so I actually don't know what racing against yet.
Not enough minerals.
Reporting for duty.
Not enough minerals.
Yes, sir. I read you. Reporting for duty. Reporting for duty.
You want a piece of me, boy? Let's move. Stand
Yes,
it
sir.
back.
Ooh, last spot I scout.
Good to go.
Orders, Captain. Affirmative.
Stand it back. You want a piece of me, boy? Commander,
SCV good to go, sir.
outstanding.
Reporting for duty. Affirmative.
Give me something to shoot. Go, go, go.
Yes, sir. Job finished. Orders, Captain. SCV good to go, sir. Yes, sir.
Your
Orders,
forces are
Captain.
under
Right
attack.
away, sir. Orders received.
Okay, so he has an
Reporting for
advantage.
duty. Affirmative. Orders, Captain. Right away, sir.
But I have the
Orders
advantage of
received.
actually being a Terran player. Or he might be, who knows.
Orders received. Orders, Captain. Affirmative. Roger that. Yes, sir. Orders received. I read you. Yes, sir.
Commander, outstanding.
I read you.
Stand it back. Commander,
Add-on complete.
SCV
Not
good to
enough
go, sir.
minerals.
stand it back. Give me something to shoot.
Job finished. Reporting for duty. I read you.
All right, bring it on.
Reporting for duty. Yes, sir.
Yeah?
SCV good to go,
Something
sir.
on your mind? Stand it back.
Yes, sir. Right away, sir.
I read you, sir.
SCV good to go, sir. I read you. Orders received.
What do you want? Oh, is that it?
Yes, sir. Job finished. SCV good to
What
go,
do you
sir.
want?
Research
Yes, sir.
complete.
I
All
read you.
right, bring it on.
It's the most important thing to figure out in a time like this
What do you
is,
want?
SCV good to go,
Dig.
did they go Wraith or did they go Max Culture?
sir. Orders, Captain. Affirmative. Roger that.
I read you, sir. Yeah, I'm
SCV
going.
good to go, sir.
I dig. Yeah, I'm going.
Yes, sir. Job
Not
finished.
enough minerals.
So far it's looking like Mass
What do
Culture,
you
but it can be
want?
Wraith still.
Yeah, I'm
SCV good to
going.
go, sir.
Your
No
forces are
problem.
under attack.
I read you,
Really?
sir.
That tank got awfully close to not
Job finished.
hit shit.
Yeah?
SCV good to go, sir.
Something on your mind?
Orders, Captain. Right away, sir.
Yeah? Yeah, I'm going.
I read you. Reporting for duty. SCV good to go, sir.
I read you, sir.
Buy me some time.
Your forces are under attack.
Oh, is that it?
SCV good to go, sir.
Add-on
Orders,
complete.
Captain? I can't build there. Reporting for duty. Yes, sir. Orders received.
Insufficient phosphine gas. Insufficient phosphine gas. Base is under attack.
Yeah. Identify target.
Insufficient phosphine
Oh no,
gas.
that is a big, big
Roger
decrease.
that.
Add-on complete. Add-on complete.
Job finished.
No problem. Destination.
Research complete.
Bring it on. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Go, go, go.
Your forces are under supply depots required.
Let's move. Yes, sir. Destination.
Fuck, that was a perfect siege.
Job finished.
Move it.
Job finished.
Orders, sir. Absolutely. Destination. Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Orders, Captain? Yes, sir. Orders, Captain?
Your
Yes,
forces
sir.
are under
Move it.
attack.
What do you want? Identify target. Yeah. No problem.
SCV good to go, sir.
Bring it on.
Yes, sir.
Oh my god, I just missed mine.
Yes, sir. Right away, sir.
I read you, sir. Oh, is that your rollout? I dig.
SCV good to go, sir. SCV good to go, sir.
Your forces
What do
are
you
under
want?
attack.
I read you, sir.
Not
What do you
enough
want?
minerals.
Destination.
Good to go,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
SCV good to go,
Your
sir.
forces are under attack. Not
Identify
enough
on your
minerals.
orders, sir. Absolutely. Yes, sir. I read you, sir. All right, bring it on. Oh, is that it? I dig.
Yes, sir. Reporting for duty.
Ready to roll
I
out.
read you. Orders, Captain?
I read you, sir. Ready to roll out. Oh, is that it?
Reporting for duty. I read you. Orders received.
All right, bring it
SCV
on.
good to go, sir.
Oh, is that it?
Orders, Captain? Orders, Captain? Yes, sir.
Something on your mind? Destination? Yeah. Oh, is that it?
SCV good to go, sir. Orders, Captain?
Not enough minerals.
Right away, sir.
Not enough
SCV good to go,
minerals.
sir. Job
Add-on complete.
orders, Captain?
Yeah.
SCV good to go, sir. Orders received.
I read you, sir. What do you want? Ready to roll out.
Yes, sir. SCV good to go, sir. Reporting for duty. Orders, Captain?
I read you.
Reporting for duty. I can't build
What do
there.
you want?
Complete.
I read you, sir. What do you want?
SCV good to go, sir.
Your forces are under
Something on your
phosphine
mind?
gas.
Something on your
Insufficient
mind?
phosphine gas.
Is that it? No problem. Something on your mind?
Oh, come on.
Is that it?
Oh, my spread of Vulture was so bad there.
Your forces are under
Those
attack.
reverse ramps are so ridiculous.
Oh, is that it?
Destination?
Orders,
Input
sir. Something on
coordinates.
your mind? Identify target. What do you want? Oh,
Job finished.
ready to roll out. No problem.
SCV good to go, sir.
All right,
Yes, sir.
bring it on.
I read you. Right away, sir. Affirmative. Right away, sir. Orders received. Job finished. I read you.
Your forces are under
Ready
attack.
to roll out. Orders, sir. Delighted to serve. I read you, sir.
SCV good to go, sir.
Go ahead, complete.
Destination.
Destination.
Orders, sir.
Complete.
Destination. Ready to roll out.
Reporting for duty. Affirmative.
Coordinates.
I read you. Orders, Captain.
I'm listening. In transit
Job
HQ.
finished.
Your forces are under attack.
Destination identified. Something on your mind? Input coordinates. What do you want? Go ahead, HQ. Hang on, we're in for some time. I'll reach it, sir. Good to go, sir. Something on your mind? Oh, is that it? Ready to roll out. Destination? Yeah, I'm going. Go ahead, HQ. In the 555.
I read you. Right away, sir.
Ready to roll
Upgrade
out.
complete.
Go ahead, HQ.
Yeah?
Go ahead, HQ. Yes, sir. Orders received. Affirmative. Roger that. Right away, sir.
What do you want? Yeah? Go ahead.
So many behind us.
Insufficient phosphine
Good to go,
gas.
sir.
Destination?
SCV, good to go,
sir.
sir.
Absolutely.
I'm
Destination? Yeah? Ready to roll out. What do you want?
SCV,
I
good to
dare you
go,
to
sir.
roll out. What do you want? All right, bring it on. No problem. Oh, is that it?
Come on! What are these missed shots? Fuck.
I dig.
Your forces are under attack.
What do you want? Sir. Orders, sir. All right, bring it on. I reach you. Ready to roll out.
Your forces are under
Sir,
attack.
identify target. Something on your mind? Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I reach you, sir. What do you want?
Your forces
I
are under
reach you,
attack.
sir. Orders, sir. Orders, sir. Yes, sir.
I read you.
Yeah. Identify target. What do you want?
Ah, fuck me.
Identify target.
Just
Your
wait.
forces are under attack.
I dig. Identify target. Identify target. Orders, sir. Bring it on. Identify target. I reach you, sir.
Quiet online.
Yes, sir. Report for duty. Affirmative. SCV, good to go, sir. Orders received. Report for duty. Input
All right, bring it on. Ready to roll out.
Target designated.
What do you want?
Good to go, sir.
Destination? What do you want? Oh, orders, sir. Ready to roll out. Identify target. Orders, sir. Destination? Something on your mind? Identify target. All right, bring it on. What do you want? Identify target.
Your forces are under attack.
Yes, sir. Move it. Something on your mind? Yes, sir. Delighted to, sir. Yes, sir. Ready to roll out.
I read
All
you.
right, bring it on. Ready to roll out. Yes, sir. Orders, what do you want? Identify on your mind. Move it. Destination. Identify target. Absolutely. I reach it. Identify target. Orders, sir. Absolutely.
Reporting for duty.
All right, bring it on. Ready to roll out. Yes,
SCV, good to
sir.
go, sir.
Proceeding.
I read you.
Identify target.
I read you.
Yes, sir.
Grounded
Bring it on.
engine.
Roll out. Yes, sir. Destination. Identify target. All right. Orders, sir. Yes, sir. Delighted to, sir.
Your forces are under attack.
Absolutely. Identify target. Delighted to, sir. Absolutely.
SCV, good to go, sir.
Destination. Identify target. Move it. All right. Bring it on.
Your forces are under
Go
attack.
ahead, HQ.
Ready to roll out. Orders, sir. Absolutely.
Yes, sir. Orders, Captain.
Destination.
Orders, Captain.
Goliath
Roger
online.
that.
Orders, sir. Move it. Identify target. Yes, sir. Orders, sir. Yes, sir. Identify target.
SCV, good to go, sir. Orders, Captain. Yes, sir.
Ready to roll out.
Additional supply
Destination.
depots required.
Identify target.
Your forces are
Absolutely.
under attack.
Bring it on. Orders, sir.
Additional supply depots required.
Absolutely.
Additional supply depots required.
To, sir. Yeah.
Your forces are under attack.
Identify target. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
good to go, sir.
Identify target. Proceeding.
Job's finished.
Identify target.
Your forces are under attack.
Destination. What do you want? Ready to roll out.
forces are under attack.
Yes, sir. What do you want? Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I read you.
Ready to roll out.
Our forces are under
Yes,
attack.
sir. Proceed. Destination delighted to, sir. Move it. Proceed. Ready to roll out. Identify target. Delighted to, sir.
SCV good to go, sir.
No problem. I dig.
Our forces are under attack.
Ready to roll out. Identify target. Absolutely. All right. Bring it on. Destination. Proceed. Yes, sir. Move it. Proceed.
Job finished.
Ready to roll out.
SCV good to
Ready
go,
to
sir.
roll
Job
out.
finished. Reporting for duty. Job finished.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Not
sir.
enough minerals.
Orders, Captain. SCV good to go, sir. Affirmative.
Ready to
Research
roll out.
complete.
I said those guys there a long time ago.
Orders, Captain.
Anyways,
All right. Bring it on.
Job finished. Yes, sir. Orders,
Not enough
Captain.
Roll
minerals.
out.
Right away, sir.
Destination. Identify target. Destination. Identify target. Absolutely. What do you want? Identify
Our
target.
forces are under attack.
Identify target.
Yes, sir.
I reach you, sir. Oh, is that it? No problem. Identify target. Delighted to, sir. Absolutely. I did. Destination. Identify target. Orders, sir.
Forces are under attack.
Yes, sir.
Job finished. I read you.
Our
Report for
forces
duty.
are under
Yes,
attack.
sir. Orders received. Yes, sir. Report for duty. Orders received. SCV good to go, sir.
Destination. Identify orders, sir. Orders, sir.
SCV good to go, sir. I read you.
Identify target.
Not enough energy.
Absolutely.
SCV good to go, sir. Job finished. Job
Destination.
finished.
Not enough energy.
Job finished. Job finished. SCV good to go, sir.
Our forces are under
Orders,
attack.
sir. Yes, sir. Proceeding.
SCV good to go, sir.
Orders, sir. Moving.
Upgrade complete.
SCV good to go, sir.
Proceeding.
Job finished.
Identify target. I dig.
Your forces are under attack.
Destination. Bring it on. Orders, sir. Yes, sir.
Standing by. Transmit coordinates. Standing by.
Reporting for duty. I can't feel that. Orders, Captain.
Transmit coordinates.
Ready to roll out.
Orders,
Go
Captain.
ahead, Commander. Transmit coordinates.
Yes, sir.
Reporting in. Roger.
I read you. I read you.
Transmit coordinates.
Can't feel that. Something's in the way.
Attack formation. Roger.
Bring it on.
Go ahead, Commander.
Your forces are under attack.
Go ahead, Commander. Roger. Standing by. Go ahead, Commander.
the opponent wasn't completely sure of what he was doing. He didn't utilize his opening build order well at all. But he's a random player, so you can't expect too much. You can't understand the ins and outs of every little thing. Like, if you go for a quick command center against a Vulture Expand, you need to either go like Mass Vulture or you need to go like Wraith. I don't like the Wraith, personally. I think it's pretty weak. I think going Mass Vulture is really good. But he went just like tanks. It's like 2 factory tanks. What's he gonna do with that? He has no mobility, he has no map control. I actually have map control for my mine upgrade. My factories are not really slower. They're kind of timed out the same because siege tanks are so fucking expensive. I just use a few more vultures because I have my factory up earlier. So I can get the mine upgrade before his tanks are on the field. It's like, yeah, it's some somewhat basic stuff. Yeah, he was pushing a little bit too powerfully with those initial tanks. See, I spread the mines. My build against this is safe against everything, I think. Mass Vulture gives me the hardest time, but I can still play against it. But I get 3 Vultures to lay mines in 3 different locations. So I basically know where his tanks aren't. I don't necessarily know where they are, but I know where they aren't, and that's like the most important thing. Because if they get a good siege on you, you're just dead at that point because they had a better, quicker economy and stuff.